Welcome back. Episode 41. We've got Amanda. We've got Winston, the dog. And we have me, Jody.
Welcome back. I'm doing a shameless plug for my nails, so watch it.
So if you're watching on YouTube...
These are the nails that I talk about all the time. Cute little set I got going on. Hit me up.
All right, then.
Okay, you got it?
You feel better?
No, I'm cold. Okay, so...
It's turned off cold.
If you noticed last week, I was in shorts. This week, I'm sitting here with a blanket, leggings, and a long sleeve shirt. So tell me how we do that.
How about getting that mic?
I'm in the mic. I'm loud. I'm talking loud because I knew I was.
Yeah, you're away from the mic, so I hear echo from the walls.
It's okay.
Yes, it turned off yesterday, getting cool, and then this morning it was cool, and today it's been cool.
So I'm sitting here with a blanket.
Yeah, I'm kind of chilly myself.
Well, and you're over there acting like you're all Mr. Professional with your nice clothes on.
Look, once again, we're recording right after church on Sunday.
You've had plenty of time to change. I don't want to hear it.
I had to run and do something. Came back. You've changed clothes. You've cooked. You ate. I never changed clothes, and you're harping on me to change clothes. And I'm like, just let's go record. Just let's record.
You could have already changed clothes. You had plenty.
No, I'm fine. But I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll change later.
All right.
Okay. Enough
I
said.
got something for you. I want you to taste my drink. And tell me what you think about it.
I don't drink alcohol anymore. Sorry.
Well, that's good because it's not alcohol. So, here you go. It's not water, so it's not one of my water concoctions.
I mean, what is it? What is it?
It's a new drink.
Something you made up or
No.
flat?
What is it?
It tastes flat.
It's not flat. It's new.
I don't know. I
You
can't
don't know
really.
the taste?
I can't tell. I've got something going on with my taste and my smell
Try
right
it
now,
one more time.
and apparently my breathing also.
You're not getting enough.
I'm getting blingy. I have no idea.
Black cherry Dr. Pepper.
Black cherry. What's the difference between?
Black. Maybe it's not black cherry. Now I can't remember what it is.
What's
Black
the,
cranberry. No. It's the new Dr. Pepper. Black.
So cherry Dr. Pepper wasn't enough. Now we got to go with black cherry.
I like
Dr.
cherry
Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. This is not my favorite.
Yeah,
I'll drink it, but
It tastes bland to me, but like I said, I don't know. Ever since we had COVID in 2020, my sense of smell comes and goes with it. You know, it would last a few weeks of I'd smell smoke, then I'd go back to normal, and then there's a time that I smelled rotten meat in a way, and then it'd go away, and then smoke, and it'd go away, and then just a crazy smell for a little while, then it'd go away, and then it's been at least 6 months, 8 months since I've had anything, and now I've got this weird, it's like a perfume type smell. I don't really know how to explain it, but it will not go away, and that's all I smell. No matter what I do, where I'm at, that's what I smell. And my taste isn't as bad, but it's affecting my taste a
taste
little
has
bit.
never been the same since we had it back.
Yeah, but I
years
kind
ago.
of thought it was over with. I thought maybe finally the sense of smell thing, the sinus thing is over with. But now that this has happened, I actually even took a COVID test Friday just to see if maybe it was one of the,
Was you
effects.
going
Of
to quarantine if you had COVID?
No, I just wasn't going to tell anybody.
Hmm.
I'm not lying. That's what I was going to do.
You
I just was
gonna
not going to
tell
get
everybody?
around people, except you.
And I'm around everybody.
Well, I don't think COVID's a thing anymore.
You don't?
I think it's made up.
Well,
Just kidding.
we think those darn COVID
Yeah.
shots gave my dad his cancer back. So,
Got to watch what you say about COVID on YouTube because they'll cancel you.
Oh.
They'll block this video. Block this account.
Anyway,
Excuse me. What was you going to say about your dad's cancer?
it's back.
We hadn't talked about that.
No,
Not
we
that we necessarily need to, but
No.
did you want to say what the doctor said about?
Said it was lung cancer.
Well, I know, but the time with COVID.
So it has a mass on his lung, but it's not lung cancer. It's colon cancer, which he had years ago. He's been cancer free since 2018. and it's back, and they say that it's not proven, but several cases have been, I don't know how to say it, like, how do I say it? That the COVID shot is making cancers that didn't come back. How about that?
It's basically saying that they're seeing cancers that people have had previously.
Because colon cancer usually doesn't come back because he's had it all took out.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not, well, we don't know if it's in lymph nodes yet, but so.
But he said that they're finding out that the COVID shot possibly is causing reoccurring cases of cancers to come back.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what he's saying about this is what he believes is
because he has cancer. A mass on his lung, and everybody's like, he's got lung cancer. I'm like, no, it's colon cancer.
Well, the thing was, we won't rehash the whole thing, but when he went to the emergency room or went to
for a different problem,
went to urgent care, they couldn't help him. They sent him to the ER because of this issue. And when they did the x-rays and all that, what else did they do? Not just x-ray.
CAT scan.
CAT scan. They saw this on his lung. And so before we could ever get to the emergency room, the doctor sat down with him and basically...
He's by himself.
He's by himself.
By himself.
Told him that, hey, you've got a large mass in your lung and it's lung cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can imagine him being by himself, what he's thinking and what he went through.
I think people are hearing in your lung. I don't think it's in the lung. It's on the lung. It's on the bronchial, thoracic, something. Because
I understand that, but I'm talking about the doctor, the bedside
he
manner.
He said lung cancer.
Him going, instead of him saying, look, we found a spot or we found a mass. I'm not really sure. And I'm not, inclined to say exactly what it is, if it's cancer or not, but we're going to send you on to another hospital to get you checked out.
But he was sent to that hospital for the other problem he come in at, not really for the spot, but they could do them both while he was in there.
They found the spot because of the other issue he was having. That's the bottom line. They sent him to the other hospital for the issues he's having, but while he's there, they're going to get a specialist, whatever, to do that. But
pulmonologist.
Just saying the ER doctor was in the wrong, in my opinion, on how he addressed the situation. And he was completely wrong because it was not lung cancer. It is not lung cancer, and he's telling him it's lung cancer.
But it looked like it. Like even the pulmonologist was like, he's like, it could be this, or this, and then they come back and those tests are negative, and it was actually the colon numbers that were, so he just kept saying it's a weird case, so it's just weird. It really is weird.
If I'm an ER doctor, I have to be knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. I got to know a little bit about a lot, correct?
Yeah.
But if I am a specialist, I specialize in one type of whatever, then I'm not going to venture off into another ailment because I don't specialize in this. So my point being is if I'm an ER doctor and I see this, I am never going to go out on a limb and say, hey, 100% cancer. That's what it is. This is where we're going to send you. You kind of beat around the bush and say, hey, we're sending you. I'm going to send you to the next. That's what I would do.
If somebody's by theirself.
That's another thing. If you had a family, talk to the family outside maybe before you go in there. Or at least one of the members of the family.
I guess.
But I'd still say, look, I'm not sure. This is what it looks like, but I'm not going to tell you I'm 100% sure. But when we send him to this next hospital, they'll figure it out.
I don't know.
Hands clean.
Done.
Yeah. And not that I'm a ER doctor trying to throw it off on another doctor, but I would never feel comfortable telling somebody that they had cancer and when I'm kind of thinking they do, kind of thinking they don't.
So that's been crazy.
Yeah. And Winston finally got a haircut. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will see he's a different dog. He probably lost 6 pounds of hair.
Probably.
Yeah, and he's a different dog.
Well, why are you playing with him?
Well, because he wants to play.
Well, that's because you won't leave him alone. Look, we either going to do a podcast or you going to play with your dog.
I can do both.
You can.
I can multitask.
All
right, let's talk about
can't.
yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. You had told me Friday something that you wanted to do. What did you tell me you wanted to do? You saw an event or a store or something in another state, and you said, hey, let's check this out.
Road tripping.
Road tripping. You wanted a road trip. Where did we go? What did you say?
And when I say road tripping, we can only go a couple hours away because Jody won't go anymore.
I see. Yeah, you got to think about it. What time it gets dark? On the way there, you got to already start, calculating how much time you can spend there.
And you got to be there when the store opens or Jody won't go.
Yes, that's exactly right. Ain't that weird? Is that not strange? I am not by myself. There's no way I'm on an island by myself when it comes to this. There's other guys. I guarantee you that. Let me throw a percentage out there. I'm going to say 90 to 95% of the men out there, when they get my age, do this. They're like, you start thinking, I want to be home before dark, or I want to get home at a certain time. And the whole time you're leaving, you're constantly looking at your watch thinking, all right, if we leave at 2, we can be back home by 4:30 or, that kind of thing. I really do think that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Because you get older also, you start thinking, I don't really care to drive in the dark, especially if it's going to rain or anything like that. I don't want to drive in the rain. You just start throwing all this stuff. I just want to be at home. Bottom line. Just want to be at home. Right? Simple life.
I'm tired of being at home.
Look, I live a simple life, I think, until I got into this podcasting thing. And then my simple life is gone a little crazy. But, yeah. So anyway, you wanted to go to Tupelo, Mississippi, to the Rusted Bucket and...
Relics.
Mm-hmm. And Relics, if you've ever been to the... what was the show we watched? Pickers.
American
Pickers. That I don't even know if I think it's just reruns now. Maybe not. I don't know. We haven't watched it in a long time. Used to watch it all the time. So we went to their place in Nashville several years back, and I was thinking it was in this old, looked like a rundown type factory that they've converted into some nice shops and all that. So when we were thinking the whole time we get there, it's going to be this big old, building with all kinds of stuff, and it's not. It was just a shop. For the most part.
You're talking about Pickers.
Talking about Pickers in Nashville.
Not what we went to
Not what
yesterday.
we did do yesterday. I'm just trying to combine them. Or compare them, rather.
It was so small.
It was small and very expensive. I mean, all we bought was like a magnet for the refrigerator that said American Pickers on it. Because everything else was like... But it wasn't like a selection of nothing either. It was like... I do remember a big old pair of overalls.
Yes, hanging up when you first
pair
walk
of overalls, yeah. Other than that, I mean, I don't...
We should go check that store out
Odd
again.
stuff, yeah.
Is it still there? Do they still have that one?
I'm sure they do. They got that in like one in Idaho, something like that. So the one we went to yesterday, Relics, in Tupelo, they had a car show. When we first got there, there was such a police presence that I was like, I don't really know what's going on. So... we found out later that there was a car show going on, but when we got to Relics, it's like an old, you think of a factory that's beside railroad tracks. Reason I mention the railroad tracks is because trains constantly came through and they are right on you.
Loud.
They're like 10 feet from the building when they go by. But it's like an old factory. It's 3 stories, but you actually can shop 2 stories of it. The 3rd story, I guess, is just vacant.
I guess so.
But it's like it's booths on the inside that people rent out and they put their stuff.
And like you
Vintage.
said, there was none available.
Yeah, there was not a single empty spot in that whole place. Now, where we live at, there's a few places similar to this, but you go in there and one in particular, it's like every 5th or 6th booth is empty.
We need to go back.
Yeah, I need to check it out.
Check that one out.
It's been a month or so since we've been there, so... maybe they've improved. I don't know. But yeah, this place was, but the pricing, there was nothing. I mean, if there was something I really liked, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Simple fact, because it was overpriced. Don't you think?
Well, it's antique.
Well, and vintage.
Vintage. A lot of vintage.
Saw a bunch of ashtrays.
Yeah,
Bunch
we
of
did.
or at least you pointed out every ashtray that you saw, whether it was a single little glass one or if it was
I
on
was
a
at the
stand.
other store.
It don't matter. Both of them, we saw a bunch of ashtrays.
But why are ashtrays vintage now?
It's a thing of the past. You don't get ashtrays in cars anymore. Thing of the past. You don't need them.
So it's vintage. So if I
Well, I
get
don't
a
know if I'd say
car
vintage,
with
but
an ashtray in it, it's
your car is
vintage.
vintage. Yes, you can get a antique.
So when's the last
you can
year
get an
they
antique
started?
tag for that car.
When's the last year they made ashtrays in cars?
Well, it's funny you said that because on our other podcast we looked that up.
Never mind. Never mind.
Three Wheels, No Direction, by the way, if you're looking for another podcast.
You never mention ours on that podcast.
The last episode we actually did talk about this podcast. Thank you very much. So they're both intertwined. It's me and two other guys that do it. And, of course, this one is me and my lovely wife, Amanda. So there. Anyway, back to our story.
I'm kicking y'all out.
We talked about it, and I don't remember the year. Early 2000s, I think. Because we were interested to find that out. Because I can remember when I first started a job at a grocery store in the 90s, all the way up until 98, I guess it was. I can remember every other grocery aisle, we had a ashtray at the end of it. Because we used to put kitty litter, on the top of it. And I remember a lady that worked in the meat department. She put out lunch meat. She would be in the cooler getting the lunch meat, putting on her cart, and she'd have a big old Virginia Slim in her mouth, lit up, smoking it up like there's no tomorrow.
Or when you had to go to restaurants and you want smoking or non.
Yep.
Which it all smelled like smoke.
Yeah, that was,
so,
there was no difference. Well, they just block you off with half a wall is all that was. There was no ventilation system put in that specializes in keeping you safe from the smoke.
I don't miss that.
No. But
Not
it's hard
a
to
smoker, never
but
been a
it's hard to
smoker.
believe
But
that.
we saw lots of ashtrays yesterday.
Yes.
It was
Expensive,
crazy.
like $40.
The tall ashtrays.
Yeah.
Or like, not tall, but, like.
Yeah. On a stand.
On a stand. Yeah.
And some of them were like, I don't know. It's just, it was odd. That and a bunch of Elvis stuff, which you can,
we were in Tupelo.
We are, but my goodness. I mean, can't you finally get Elvis out after a while? Can't you have too much Elvis?
No.
If
Can't
you live
have
in
too much Winston?
if you have a hometown, I'm just trying to make him go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a famous person in your hometown, every other shop doesn't need to sell product with T-shirts and bumper stickers with that famous person's face or name on it, does it?
Sure.
No.
When it's Elvis.
Who buys Elvis stuff nowadays? Anybody?
So when we were in there was a younger girl in there, and one of those booths, she about went crazy in when we was upstairs in one of the upstairs booths. Because then she saw me over there, and she's like, oh. Her and her mama were in there. And then she settled down a little bit. You had walked away just a little bit.
Went crazy about what?
About Elvis. It was some Elvis something she found in there.
Oh.
So, and that was a younger girl.
I don't know.
Younger than us. So.
I know you used to be, tourists like Japan. They would come over to Graceland because it's a big deal.
Right.
Go to places like that.
But now, Elvis is so old now.
Yeah. And you brought up a very good question, and I'd like to know if anybody else out there would think about this. Would Elvis be big if he was still alive?
Oh, yeah, that's what
Would he be what he is now? It's almost like he's infamous in a way because he's, been dead and gone for so long. But if he continued to have albums, if he didn't have successful albums, would he just dwindled into the past? And he about kicked me. Did you see that?
He did kick you.
Or would he just be one of those that just kept on and kept on and kept on?
Would he have changed with the times?
I think you have to.
He'd have had to.
A lot of bands. Look at the bands. Let's go into like rock bands or heavy metal bands, the Metallicas, all that kind of stuff. If you look at Metallica nowadays, I like watching videos of Metallica. This is how it's all changed. It's like back in the day, they had to, they were doing a concert and then they drove all night. And then 2 days later, they got another concert and then they got another one back to back after that and all this. And they're touring 250 days out of the year and stuff. Well, now with them, all the band members, they basically got a calendar and they mark off what days they've got basically something going on, whether it's family events and all that stuff. Definitely no concerts. We're not doing anything. And they do like a 3-day back-to-back concert, say like somewhere in Europe, sell out this huge soccer arena or whatever, and they have 3 nights consecutive of their concert and just making no telling how much money.
You think?
Yeah. But anyway, but back to it, the no long hair. And it's not that they've changed their style, but they've changed with the times that, no more long hair. But you've also got bands like, I can remember the country group Lone Star.
You should quit pointing at me.
My hands, I tell you what, you just need to tie them down.
I'm going to next time.
Do you remember Lone Star, the country band?
A little.
Okay. When they first came out, they had the 10-gallon hats, cowboy hats, all that stuff. They were a hee-haw country band. And then by the time it was close to when
Maybe I don't remember them.
And by the time they were, it was almost over with them. They were clean cut and stuff like that. So everybody changes. So you can call them a sellout, call them whatever you want to. But I think if you're in if you see some of these artists that their music they're not going to change. They're going to write and sing music that they like and they want to do, and they don't care about nothing else. And then you got the other bands that maybe the record label is behind or the manager is behind of them changing their, their act or their, the way they dress, their style of music, everything, just to be like, the genre because, that's the way society's going to, or it's more popular if we go this way. You'll see like Shania I almost said Train, Shania Twain and all them, they swapped up and went pop some. They had some songs that were out. Taylor Swift, she started off as country. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Look where she's at now. You think she's country now? I feel like I've taken over. Go ahead. You keep talking.
You're good. I don't got nothing to talk about.
We got to talk about our Tupelo. We're not done with the Tupelo trip.
What? We were talking about Elvis, and you got off on everybody else.
I know. And let me go off.
You got off on a tangent on everybody else.
Let
me talk loud so you don't hear him cough, since he gets on to me for coughing.
I can't hit that mute button. I can't talk for some reason. I did before.
Because you need a swig of black cherry.
Yes, that's right.
Black raspberry.
Black
raspberry. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Black raspberry.
So the last episode we did, I was talking about Hootie and the Blowfish, and I was wondering, 1996, September 2nd, I looked this up, is when they were at the BJCC in Birmingham, the concert I went to. I didn't know the exact date. I didn't know who opened for them, all that stuff. We had the discussion about the last time I looked, I could not figure out, so it shows how long ago it was, though. I could not get directed in the right path to find out who it was that opened for me. So right before we sat down for this, I looked it up and bam, it just knocked it out there. I found out the set list, everything that they sang and all that, but it was Collective Soul that opened for them. Do you know Collective Soul?
They around anymore?
I don't know. But
I don't think so.
I do not remember Collective Soul.
I know the name. What they sing?
Good question. I looked at the songs and I knew them when I looked it up. Now I can't think. So I would sing it for you.
So prepared.
Yeah. Just like you.
I just come as I am.
So now I can say I've seen Collective Soul in concert, but I just don't remember it.
Half the people that are listening don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah, they do. We got a bunch of old farts that listen to this.
Now they're really not listening because you just called them old
Well,
fart.
they're
Way to go.
They're older.
Way to go.
Older like we are. What else going on? Just off topic.
So we didn't hit a Buc-ee's. There's not a Buc-ee's going to Tupelo.
No, but we didn't talk about it. It came a flood while we were inside that one store.
But Jody talked to me into, I wanted something to eat. Let's go to Love's. Really? Love's Truck Stop?
No, You can't look at it that way. That sounds terrible when you throw truck stop at the end of it.
Because it is.
No, let's call it a travel center.
It's a truck stop.
Nope, Love's Travel Center.
It's a truck stop.
Not a truck stop.
It's a truck stop.
Nope.
Yes.
You love it. You looked around. I saw you browsing through all the food that they had in there. All the hot foods, ready to eat foods. Then the salads I saw in there. I turned around for a second and I turned back and you got cookie dough in your hand.
I was trying to make it like Buc-ee's.
I know. Well, the only difference was we spent, I think, $13
Instead of $35.
Instead of $35 when you go to Buc-ee's.
Because I would have got some food at Buc-ee's.
But I will say, though, Buc-ee's, even Love's, but Buc-ee's has got it figured out on how to get you in and get you out.
Yeah.
You know, there's 5,000 people in there. Same thing with the bathroom.
That's
you got
crazy.
200 people waiting to use the bathroom. Next thing you know, you're in and out. It's like, how did that happen? I don't know, but
They're in there directing you.
yeah.
They got directors in there with the flashlights.
I know.
Like the airplanes, you know?
Yeah. But it's a good thing to do because y'all women, when y'all are in line that's out the door, y'all will just, when y'all start talking and not paying attention, like the line is moving, y'all go. You know?
No.
And that's why they have that person in there with the
You think?
sticks and the lights going like this. Yeah. I was thinking yesterday, a rabbit's foot, a Lucky's rabbit foot. Do they make those anymore? Can you go, because I'm thinking if you go to a Love's, you go to a big Pilot, you go to Buc-ee's, isn't that like a novelty item that you would think you would see, a rabbit's foot? Maybe. Or is that a thing of the past? Because
Thing of the past.
It seems like it's just not the thing to do. It's not a very kind gesture.
Thing of the past.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that, or
Yeah.
did you ever have a?
No.
Really?
I could never get one of those.
Too pricey?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. So why did we just find rabbits and cut their feet off and then let them loose? Is that what we
rude is
did?
that?
I know. Not lucky for you, Mr. Rabbit.
Exactly. Why is it called a lucky rabbit?
I don't know. I don't have my phone, so if you want to look it up,
Nope.
you can tell us.
I need you to just know.
No, why is a rabbit's foot lucky?
I don't
Why?
know.
I mean, I could understand if
Why
you,
can't it be a Winston foot?
well, no, why? Why can't it be something you find in the woods and be, oh my goodness, I can't believe I find that? No, you've got to cut this off of an animal. A rabbit.
It's fake. They ain't cutting it off of a rabbit. They're making it.
It's a real rabbit's foot.
Mm-mm.
It's not lucky unless it's real.
Okay. Keep telling yourself that one.
Well,
You're going to have PETA on us now because you're cutting off
I don't
rabbit's
care about
foot.
PETA. I just don't care.
Wow. There went our viewership.
For what? PETA?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Wow.
Do you really think that we've got people that are members of PETA that actually listen and watch this?
They're going to protest our show now.
No, good. Bring it on. Are they even an organization anymore? Because they have to go they have to dig even deeper into go into crazy and crazier ideas on saving animals or insects or plants or whatever they do. Okay. What else you got? I thought you had something you want to talk about.
Do I ever have anything I want to talk about?
I bought a box of tamales from Walmart because I got talked
A
into it.
box?
I bought 3 boxes of tamales at Walmart. They were on clearance. They're regular $10. They're marked down twice. So now they're down to $4. It was $6 and now $4. The reason I know this is
I really
because
wish you could be still.
because I got really. Am I that? I am fidgety.
Bother
I need
me.
a fidget.
You are so your feet just can't stay still.
I need a
You're nothing. I don't know.
I need a fidget spinner.
You're really fidgety.
So
today.
what if I just don't look at you? I look straight ahead at the wall right here, and I just talk
At the what?
at the wall.
The wall right here.
Wall right here. Wall right here. Look, I get enough. The other podcasts I get made up enough.
See, you can't even.
I can't even talk. See the way I talk. So
All right, talk about your tamales, but keep your feet still.
this is hard. I can't even concentrate if I can't move.
I just need you to keep your feet still. You can talk with your hands. Just leave your feet.
No, I'm gonna try and do it.
Leave your feet still. You can't. You're thinking about it.
There's gonna be a
You can't
no.
even
Listen, there's
talk.
gonna be a point to where when it finally gets off my mind that I'm trying to stay still, you'll start seeing me move, and I'll just start back.
Oh, like
But
right now.
But yeah, let's see. So I'm looking at this wall. Okay, I'm not looking at you or nothing. So a guy that I know, he told me. He said, "You've got to check out these tamales."
Why didn't you bring one in here to try? You ain't even tried them.
I did try one.
You tried one that he opened.
Yes, I'm just gauging it off of that, but we'll get to that in a second. So he talked me into, well, he didn't talk me into, he just told me how good they were. He came out of the store, had 4 boxes of them, and I'm like, what do you got there? And he said, these tamales, man. He said, you know how we are. We're just, we're on the go and looking for something quick to eat. And he said, these are really good. He said, I was shocked and just talked it up. I was like, And then I was like, where are they at?
Not one.
Where they at? And he told me next to frozen food,
3
the
boxes.
end cap out there, and he's told me, he said they're regular $10. They marked them down last week to $6. I bought 2 boxes of them then, and that's when I found out they're good. And so now they're $4. He said, so I bought 4 more boxes. Well,
he can have your other ones.
I said, well, I got to go back in and pick up a couple of things anyway. So I went in there and I looked around and I found the end cap, and there's a ton of them. And so I thought, well, I hate for it to be a good deal and it be a good item and me just pass it up. So I thought, well, I'm not going to get just 1 box. I'll get 3 boxes. I mean, what's that? That's nothing. $12. It's all right. For something
$12.
In my mind,
that's a pack of toilet paper.
In my mind, it's something that I'm going to eat. So it's worth it. Okay.
But you could have tried it one day. Because why? Because you're in Walmart every day. Mm-hmm. So you could have got 1 box to try.
But this is limited to this one store. I haven't seen it at any other store. So this one store is an hour from where we live at. So I'm not in that store every day.
Well.
So I couldn't wait till next week. And when I'm in there and then they're all gone.
I need you to come back and let us know if they're still there this week.
I will. I will.
Yeah, when we record again, you'll be going there again.
So I'm thinking too, I was like, well, Nicholas, he's all the time, something's got some protein in it, and he's eating all the time. I thought, well, maybe this is, if he likes them, he can throw this in his truck and it'll be just something easy for him to eat. Always looking for something different and something good. And so yesterday I was outside feeding the fish. He hollered at me. He was at the, he came out of the house and had a tamale on a plate. He'd put it in the microwave. And I looked at it and
he's going to microwave everything.
I know.
Even if it's just been sitting there for 10 minutes, he's going to microwave it.
Yeah. But these are, it says, you can eat them just like they are right out of the package, or you can microwave them. So he decided to microwave them. So had a weird looking texture. I will say that. So
because they're corn, right?
Yeah.
They're a corn tamale.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I knew that.
I guess they are.
I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, I tried it and I was not impressed. I'll just put it that way. Not impressed at all. And so I told him, I said, at least try it. I ate a bite of it. And
so you ate it first before he did?
Yeah.
You should have never done that.
Well, I don't really know if I knew that he hadn't tried it yet. He just told me to try it. And I was
you should have never done that because he would have had a different attitude.
So he tried it and he spit it out right there after he said they're terrible. And I'm pretty close to terrible. The way it tasted, so.
How many times has he tried rice and said he didn't like it? Then what did he come tell us the other day?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I like rice. Onions. He was talking about onions, but he did do the rice thing.
I was going to say rice.
He did do the rice thing too. He likes it now.
I can see
with a certain rice.
Rice, I mean, any type of rice to me is good. Onions, I could probably see depending on, if it's like one of those long ones, even if it's cooked, I'm not big on that.
Okay.
Well, I used to not be big on stir fry either, but I'm big on that.
So we have 3 boxes of tamales.
Well, we have.
Who wants them?
We have 2 boxes and 7 pieces.
Who wants them? They're free.
Well, no. My plan is Tuesday is to take the 2 unused boxes to that guy that talked me into them and giving them to him and say, you're badly mistaken, but here's a gift. Take mine off my hands, so.
Give me $8 because my wife said I had to go buy toilet paper.
I do need to try. I need to open up another one and see. There's 3 different flavors.
Don't put it in the microwave.
No, I'm not going to microwave.
Maybe the microwave burned it.
And it might have. So I mean,
because he don't microwave them if he's going down the road. He's just
that's right. But
he's just opening them up.
But it says if you can microwave them, then. So I don't know. I'm going to try another one. I'll definitely try it again before I just throw them away or anything, but I was not impressed with that one. What about you?
I mean, you was talking them up, too. This guy said they were good.
I thought, look, if
I'm going to be able to have food. Now, stop. I make you food sometimes to take for lunch, so it's not like you don't always have food.
Okay, the other 4 days out of the week.
Just because you don't take it, that's on you.
You asked me, you say like, do you want this to take with you tomorrow or you want to eat it when you get back? Sometimes I say
on Fridays, you eat it when you get back.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
So what's wrong with that? All right then.
But the other days,
so don't be criticizing
if I have
me.
something, half the time you don't take it, you forget it.
Yeah, I have to have a note. If you don't
I have to write him a note.
If you don't leave me a note next to my keys or whatever with my pile of stuff, I will never remember it. It's so early and I'm trying to just get stuff and get out the door. I would never, even if you leave me a note sometimes, I still don't remember. Get sidetracked. I need to ask you too about my alarm on my phone. Did you hear my alarm go off this morning?
This morning, no.
Okay, so Friday,
sure.
Remember Friday? I did not hear it go off. And luckily I woke up right after it should have gone off. Same thing this morning. I never heard it. Because I don't think it went off, and I just happened to wake up a few minutes
I heard mine, and you were still laying in the bed.
I was already awake, yes. Because
you were still laying in the bed, and mine goes off probably 10 minutes after you get up, because I try to start waking up, because I know I got to get up when you get out of the shower.
Yeah.
So mine probably goes off about 10 minutes after.
So my point being is I need to test my alarm here shortly, just like set it 2 minutes from like now. Let it go off. See if it's going to go off or see if I've got something silenced. Because that would have been 2 times in a row that it didn't go off. So.
Did it go off Saturday? You said it didn't go off
Friday. I had
Friday.
it set Saturday, but I got up.
Before it went off.
Way before it went off. So I don't know about Saturday.
So when I go to work, my alarm clock is set an hour before I have to get up. And I still don't get up. I think I've gotten used to hitting it now.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you ever get used to hitting the snooze, that's not good.
I can't get up.
Yeah.
I'm always
I still say the worst feeling in the world is when you first wake up. It's a terrible feeling. Is it not?
I feel horrible.
That's my point. But if you get up and stir around for just a minute, that feeling is gone. But it's that initial waking up. Is it not?
No.
You're still feeling it right now.
I'm still feeling it.
That is funny. So anyway, if the buddy of mine, good thing he wasn't selling stock or anything like that because he'd had me sold on some
Jody
kind of.
was sold on it.
I was sold on it. Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to sell me on it, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't think so. Because if it's what I'm picturing and imagining, I'm like, the corn tortillas.
Well, even on the box, it said made in Mexico. And I thought, well, you know what? This is legit because who better knows how to make tamales
That's the problem. You don't like nothing but one thing from Mexican food, and it ain't even real Mexican food. So these are probably real, and you don't like it because they're real. They're made in Mexico.
Maybe so. But you always get on to me for getting the same stuff wherever we go. Now, you're going to mention the Mexican place that I get the same thing. But you know why? Because I love what I get from the Mexican place.
But
and
you
I do
might
not
love something else.
I'm not willing to change and find out that I don't.
I don't love steak fajitas.
I don't want to get something and get it home and either it be A, it was not enough, so I'm still hungry.
Did you hear what you just said?
Or B,
get it and get it home. Because he won't go out to eat anymore for some reason.
Nobody ever asks anymore. You just automatically order it and go pick it up. So okay. I went out to eat 3 weeks ago at Applebee's. Went to Applebee's?
Yes.
Yes. So thank you.
Only because we were out and about. If we'd have been at home, you'd have been like, no, just order it and bring it home.
That's right. Anyway.
I had to figure out the grocery thing this week, though, because I ain't buy groceries because we usually do it Saturday. I do it tomorrow.
You know, one thing I want to talk about is, the Pope recently died. You did know that, right? I know you don't keep up with the news But you did
Really?
know.
You're the one that didn't keep up with Trump. Was an hour away from us Friday. Thursday. And you didn't even know that.
I had no idea that he was
You
going
had
to be.
no idea.
He was in Tuscaloosa, and I had no idea.
That he was an hour and a half away from us, and you had no clue.
I'd have gone. He went
Just to see
he went
the
to the
motorcade.
I'd have gone for the motorcade. We went to a rally, which you didn't go. Why did you not go? Because you wasn't involved. You didn't want no part of.
I ain't care nothing about
Didn't
it.
care nothing about it. So whatever year, 2015, maybe something like that. He came to Birmingham at a rally, same place where Hootie and the Blowfish was. So me and my mom, I took my mom and I took Nicholas, and we went to this rally, and it was like the place was rad. This was, when he was running for president the first time. And the line was all around the building, And so when we got close, you saw they had metal detectors. It was the TSA. It was the FBI. It was Secret Service. It was so much protection there. It was unbelievable. But anyway, so when we were in there, and we probably got 10 to 15 feet from him, he went around and was like signing autographs and all that. So when we left, I wanted to see where they were going to leave from. I was going to try and figure out where they were going to come out from. And I'd figured it out and was waiting on the corner. I told my mom, told Nicholas, I was like, he's going to come out from way down there. Couldn't go around that corner. So I was like, we're going to stand right here on the side and watch. Anyway, a cop walks up and goes, hey, y'all back up just in case a bomb goes off or something. Like that. I'm like, well, what a thing to say. Who says that?
Cop?
Well, you don't say that.
Why
He
not?
could have said for your protection, need y'all to back up just in case something happens or whatever. I mean, but he says in case a bomb goes off. I'm like, well, thank you.
You
Anyways,
just don't like when people are truthful. And they just don't beat around the bush. They
I don't
just
like
give it to
I don't
you.
like authority. I didn't cross his stupid yellow line. I wasn't pushing up against his yellow line rope or anything like that. I'm just standing here with my camera, waiting to video. Actually, I got him. If I can pull that up, I got him on video saying that. It's funny. I'm like, I just want to see Trump leaving his little entourage. This is before he was in the Beast and all that stuff. So he's in just a normal SUV with a bunch of cop cars around him and stuff. I just want to see it. Anyway, fast forward to Thursday. I would have loved to go on and see the motorcade. I saw a video of it after you told me he was there. I think you held this from me. I really do. You should have told me. I'm blaming you for this.
You're the news person. You know everything.
I don't keep up with the University of Alabama stuff, and that's the reason why I came
Trump,
for graduation.
So, I mean,
So, I didn't check his itinerary. I should have. But I did watch a video, and
I am the one that has seen it before.
I bet there was 100 motorcycle cops in front of that was leading the pack. Pretty cool. Yeah, you and Nicholas went to Washington when he was in school and had the Washington trip. You went with him. Y'all got stopped. You were at you're in traffic at a red light, and y'all got stopped, and then the security stopped traffic, and the motorcade came through. God, it makes me so sick.
Makes Jody so mad.
I want to go to Washington so bad. I'll never go. I mean, it'll never happen.
We can go.
I'd have to take time off, and I just don't take time off. But anyway, so
that's your problem.
Of all people to go to Washington that doesn't care anything about it, Amanda goes to Washington. And I'm like, I'm the one that should be there. But throughout the whole week, what do I keep doing? I keep getting sending me a picture of this, sending me a picture of the Pentagon, and I'm like, I mean, this is great and all, but you're like driving me crazy, like, because I should be there.
And all this stuff was free, and I didn't realize that.
But I
didn't know that.
But I will say, y'all did get me a gift while y'all were there. Do you remember what it was?
I got you a couple of things.
Well, like a Christmas tree ornament, stuff like that. But a not a snow globe, paperweight, the White House, I think. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. But do you remember the other thing?
I got you a Mount Vernon shirt and hat.
Yeah, that was too small. That I never wore.
No, what? I got it for the hat, not the shirt.
You get the hat. You buy the hat and the shirt's rolled up in it.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals. I get it.
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't wear the shirt. I just like
I couldn't wear I would have wore the shirt if it was my size. But apparently, you bought a
because I like
fifth grade.
this hat.
Yeah, apparently I have the head of a fifth grader, but not the body of a fifth grader.
Anyway.
So I couldn't wear the shirt. Y'all got me a bobblehead Trump.
Oh, yeah. We got it off the side of the road.
Off the side of the road. You found it?
Yeah.
Said, I don't want this thing. Somebody
Done threw it out.
Would you buy it from a vendor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was $100? If I don't knew
I can't
that.
tell you.
Surely not.
Are you sure you got 2 kidneys?
20 or 30. I still do.
You sure?
Yeah. Hopefully I don't owe him a kidney.
You know how you've been
I'm looking at it.
You know how you've been sleeping here lately?
I'm looking at bobblehead Trump right now on the wall. He has been many places. So when you got me that bobblehead Trump, should I get it and put it? Let me get it down.
No, is that? I didn't get that.
Yes, you did.
That one?
That is it. Yes, that one over there is the one we bought later on. And then we're looking at the wall. I've got a shelf that's got bobbleheads on it. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'm about to get the bobblehead down. I'm going to sit it right here in front. So you talk while I'm getting it.
I don't have nothing to talk about. Why don't you throw your mic away and make it tumble over?
Talk about what I did with the bobblehead.
Oh, you made a page and everything for the bobblehead. Bobblehead Trump had to go everywhere with us. He had to be videoed. He went everywhere. He rode in the window of the truck of red. Was it red?
Yes.
So, yeah, he had to ride. He rode everywhere. He done everything.
Let me plug this thing back in.
Maybe. You don't need them.
I do too.
Why?
I really do, so I can hear.
No, you just want to look important.
No, I'm not looking important. I really look like a goofball because you don't have.
You can't hear anyway.
I can't all right, I'll go without them.
Go without them.
But I like to know if I'm here.
If you're right here, you're here.
So with bobblehead Trump, what I did was I thought it was going to be fun with Nicholas. Is we started a thing. It's called The Adventures of Bobblehead Trump. Started an Instagram page, and then started a Twitter account. And so the Twitter account got to where the Twitter account, which is X now, I had 24 or 26,000 followers on there at one time. But the thing was, you followed me, I followed you back. That's just the way it was, whatever. So whatever we did, whatever we saw that was patriotic, we held bobblehead Trump up with it and took a picture. And we even went to the mountains one time and found a Elvis impersonator, and the Elvis impersonator held bobblehead Trump. And we took some pictures of just crazy stuff like that. So it was really fun to do that. But that's my bobblehead Trump.
And now he just sits on the shelf.
Now he just collects dust. But I like him. Actually, he's broke on the back.
I see that. What'd you do to him?
What?
What's broke?
I don't know, his foot. His heel. The back part. His pants leg. Something. Anyway, so let me go back real quick before we get done. The Pope passed away.
Went from the Pope to Trump.
Well, I was doing that, and you got on Trump somehow. I don't know.
How'd we get on that?
I don't know. Hey, but he's getting a lot of flack for, he put out a AI picture of himself as the Pope. He's got the whole garb on and everything. It was just a fun thing.
It is.
He said that. Who cares about the Pope? I mean, really.
Jody.
I'm not saying not that he passed away or anything, but I'm just saying the Pope. What is the Pope?
The Pope?
If you're Catholic, it means a lot.
If you're Catholic, it means a lot.
Yeah, he's like the spokesperson for the Catholics.
To us,
I'm not Catholic, so the Pope doesn't mean a whole lot to me. That's all I'm saying.
But you don't have to be mean about it.
How was I being mean? I'm just saying I didn't say anything about his death or anything like that, being good or anything.
We've lost all our 4 viewers that we had.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell this little story right here.
Why don't you
Well, you're the one who's like, how dare Trump? Shame on him for...
shouldn't
Have
do
an
that.
AI make an image of him as the Pope. Oh my goodness.
He shouldn't do that.
Really. If you looked at, I thought you was doing the.
Well,
So
keep on.
if you looked at the funeral and saw any of the footage or anything, you saw guys with these big guns, these big weird looking guns. So like it's almost like, is that a
The
gun?
Pope funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a laser? Is it a ray gun? What exactly is it?
A ray
But they were guns. They were drone killers. Did you ever see?
Is that why you were looking at drones yesterday?
No, I was looking at drones just because it's on my wish list. Maybe one day. Hey, the prices of drones have come down so far, but I think drones are like anything
Not
else.
like TVs.
Yeah. What? If you had to pick out a drone, which drone would you get? I have no idea. There's so many of them. I do like the ones. When we kayak, I like the idea of having it where it's in that follows you.
Mm-hmm.
So it videos you as you're going. So I thought that was pretty cool. But look at that. I got a picture right there of. It's a black and white picture. I'm showing Amanda. But
That
if
I
you,
printed out.
yeah, it's a gun, but it's got a piece of plastic underneath it. It's very strange looking and all that. So let me just read you this right here. Do you want me to read to you?
Not really,
Why?
because you already done it on the other podcast. So
I have not done this on other podcasts. Thank you. Nope. I got shot down when I was going to talk about it. So
I knew that was coming.
why? I did not get shot down. This was just one of the things I mentioned to them topics that we could talk about, and we never got to this one. So pictures of security forces carrying massive guns have drawn attention across social media. One video uploaded to X by a Argentina journalist was reshared by someone asking what kind of weapon the soldiers were armed with and gained more than 5 million views because people want to know what this is. These intense-looking weapons are counter-unmanned aerial systems, otherwise known as CUAS, also known as anti-drone guns. They have the power to disrupt signals between a drone and its operator, forcing the small unmanned aircraft system to land or crash. Did you get that? Land or crash. One version of the anti-drone gun seen at the funeral was black with a white plastic plate at the front and weighed about 7 to 8 kilograms. Do you know how much 7 or 8 kilograms is? I don't either. Just wondered. Thought you might look that up while I asked, but I know you don't do that.
I don't do that.
You don't do anything I ask you to do. The soldier described the drone killer as a frequency jammer and was accompanied by another soldier keeping an eye out for aerial threats with binoculars. So, you see a drone, you're a soldier, you're at the funeral, there it is. You jam its little connection to the person that's operating it, and what happens? It crashes. So, you're putting people's life in jeopardy? Because you've seen some of these drones are big, So, is it better to just...
I feel like if I'm going to fly a drone, I'm not going to have a big one because I don't want you to see it. If I'm flying a drone in something like that for some reason, who knows why, but...
If I'm in a crowd, I don't want a small drone hitting me in the head because it fell out of the sky because some guy with a anti-drone killing gun shot it down. Would you?
You want a big one?
No, I'm just saying that thing's got little propellers and everything, and if it's falling out of the sky, it's going to hit you in the head. Either way, I don't want a big one or a small one to hit. Yeah. So, that's all I wanted to talk about. Thanks for listening.
You just want to talk about your drone?
I did. I wanted to get that out there. I've been wanting to talk. That's pretty. It's weird.
Yeah.
And they said they've had it for several years and they've never used it. So I'm thinking.
So they have it and we don't?
It's a good question. Do you really think that we wouldn't have something like that?
We just don't talk about it.
That's a very good topic because I am afraid that we like to talk things up a lot, our government, and we actually don't have these things to back it up. You know what I'm saying? I like to think we have everything. But when I start really thinking about it, I'm afraid we don't have much of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If something really happens. Are we going to open up these factory doors or these military bases and stuff, and then what's supposed to be in there, and there's it's half full? It's a quarter full. It's not really full.
On that note,
Can't do what
I got
we
to
want to
get
do.
him out of here, or we'll be here all night.
What about drones? We have all these. What about in New Jersey? All these drones last year that were flying around. They kept seeing them at night, and everybody was concerned about it, and the government wouldn't ever really answer
Shut it down.
what they are, where they're from. There's all kinds of conspiracies about it.
And you don't hear nothing about it no more.
But some of the stuff that, are the government letting us see it because it is actually stuff that they have, and they're slowly integrating it into our knowledge, I guess you'd say.
Why do we need to know?
I think some of the stuff we need to know.
I don't think so.
It's like the stealth bomber. The stealth bomber was so sleek and such a weird design. They were putting it out there. People were seeing it and thinking it was a UFO because nobody had seen anything like it. And then later we find out, oh, it's our government. So they do things like that. So intentionally.
Too many people know too much.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go back to like, did we really land on the moon and things like that? I'm thinking, how many people's involved? And all these people are going to be quiet about it? You can't tell me that they faked the moon landing and nobody is coming out and say, I was there. We videoed it. It was on
going to the moon next week.
Oh, Katy Perry's something. She's got a bunch of flack for that little trip. Have you seen that?
Did you really ask me that?
What?
No, I ain't seen it.
Well, I just thought you do TikTok. Surely on your feed it would come across about people.
No.
I know she got a lot of criticism about her dancing. Something about she's not a very good dancer apparently on her new tour. They're criticizing her about that. She's getting a lot of, criticism right now. And she should. Her and a little daisy up in space. All right, I guess you're ready to go. Unless you got something else.
I don't guess I do.
I feel like I've done all the talking, as usual.
It's your show. It's the Jody Show.
It's not the Jody Show.
It's the Jody Show.
Well, I'm going to change the name and kick you out then if that's the way it is.
That's how you want it.
That
You just said it. I got it on camera,
You made me crazy.
I got it on camera, too. You just said it.
You changed the name, apparently. You don't want to be here.
Well.
If I put Bobblehead in that seat right there in front of the mic.
He'd probably talk as much as I do.
I know. All right. All right. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. All that stuff. Check us out on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that. If we ever get anything out there, we try. We try to put stuff out there. I try to put stuff out there. I'm not going to lie. There is no way when it comes to putting this stuff out there.
I got my own stuff to do.
I know. Well, you could help with this.
No.
Why?
I got enough.
Why? Check us out. We do a TikTok live every once in a while when I can talk Amanda into it. Tried to talk her into it last night. Thought it was going to happen. I thought I was a good boy yesterday. Took you all the way. Took you
so
2
now the
hours.
truth comes out. That's the only reason you done it.
No, but I was thinking, like, look, I did take her 2 hours away from home and did let you shop, even though we didn't buy a single thing except $13 worth of Love's coming back. And that was lunch.
He took me to Love's to a truck stop.
No, a travel center.
He took me to a truck stop.
Travel center.
Truck stop.
So I thought, well, yeah, we can do a TikTok live. Everything will be all right. Nope, didn't happen.
Why didn't it happen?
You just didn't want to do it. You just said no. You wasn't feeling too good. You had a headache. Right.
I didn't even do a live for my nails, so you know I didn't feel good.
Yeah, I get it. And that's fine. No criticism here.
Mm-hmm. That's all I've heard.
All right, let's get out of here. How long have we been doing this? What's it say on that thing right there?
An hour and 10.
Have we really? There's no way.
An hour and 1.
No. Yeah.
2 now.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening.
See you on the flip side.
All right. Bye.
What we can get into
everybody.
next week.